Good morning. Everybody hear me? If you want to retweet my scope, that would be great. If you want to retweet my scope, we got some things to discuss this morning. I've had a great morning. So if you guys want to retweet me real quick, and then I will start explaining to you what's going on with my platform and what I am doing. They're very important. So here's the deal. I have decided I'm demonetizing my platform. One of the major reasons is because I'm unhappy online these days, and I don't like the QAnon scammers. And I figure, why not lead by example? If I can get a job within 72 hours, these fucking scam artists, these lowlifes that are ripping off the elderly, of America with their grift, can get a job too. And they should get a job, right? I mean, come on. We know it's fake. We know it's fake. And these scam artists are scamming the elderly. In a new report done by a digital analyzing company, they found that 75% of the people given to the QAnon people are 65 and over. What does that mean? That means they're targeting the elderly with their scam. That means they're targeting the most vulnerable with their scam. And what better way to lead this example is by being honest and open and demonetizing my platform. So this morning I put out a link and I said, if you want to give to me, give to St. Jude's Hospital for the kids that are sick with cancer. Why? Because it's a worthwhile cause. And it proves the point that, you know, it's in making America a better place. It's not about the money that your platform is generating. It's about the message that you're putting out. It's about being transparent and being honest. And what we're seeing with platforms these days is that they're not honest with people that are around them. They're lying to these people. And they're grifting these people. Now, how can you argue with me about how I'm exposing these scam artists if I'm saying give all my money that you would give me to St. Jude's Hospital? You can't. I don't work for St. Jude's. I get no money from St. Jude's. There's no way possible I'm scamming anybody. So their argument is now gone. I've taken their argument off the table. The argument of zero makes money too cannot be had anymore. So why am I still doing this? Why am I saying these people are scamming people? Because they're scamming people. And somebody's got to be in the adult in the room and say, look, it's not okay to rip off little old ladies. It's just not okay. And as an adult and as a conservative who has conservative values, it pisses me off that old ladies are being ripped off in troves by these scam artists, these thieves, these jackboot thugs who are ripping them off. And they know they're ripping them off. And they're using a conspiracy theory to manipulate the masses into giving them money. I'll say it again. They are using a conspiracy theory to manipulate the masses to take their money. Everybody knows it with half a brain. But yet conservatives are so afraid of being attacked or being, you know, shunned online, they don't dare to attack the problem. So the only way is for other platformers that are out there that are conservative are to demonetize themselves and attack the problem by being honest, by being transparent, by using the money that you make on your platform for a better cause than yourself. That's how you attack this problem. And let me say this to the QAnon platformers. Start giving your money. Start giving that money that you're taking from these people and start giving it to a worthwhile charity. Stop taking in this money from these poor, unsuspecting conservatives and start giving it to St. Jude's Hospital or some place that's worthy of a cause that really the money should go to. You're manipulating the masses. Why do you have to take the money? Why not give it to somebody who's more deserving than yourself? You know, these people aren't making a couple bucks. They're making tens of thousands of dollars a month off poor suspecting little old ladies. And people don't want to hear their message. They don't want to believe that that's what these people are doing, but that's what they're doing. That is exactly what they're doing. And they're doing it so dishonestly. So dishonestly. They know it's fake. They absolutely know it's fake. Because they're not stupid. They're highly intelligent people. That's the problem. That's the problem. They're highly intelligent people, and they don't want to understand that what they're doing is wrong. Why? Because they don't have a conscience. They don't have morality. They don't have these things. And it's up to people of honest integrity to let them know that this is going to happen. We're not going to allow this to happen. We're not going to watch these people be taken advantage of. Because if it was my grandmother, your grandmother, or grandmother's down the street, you would be absolutely pissed off at someone taking advantage of your grandma. You would be pissed. You would be like, wow, what the fuck is going on? Who is this guy my grandmother has given hundreds of dollars to? Who is this guy? And why is my grandmother giving him hundreds of dollars? Why is my grandmother giving her Social Security check to some guy who says he has fucking dreams? Or some other guy that says, oh, QAnon's real. He's coming down. He's going to arrest the cabal. I mean, come on. What I implore people to do is start holding these people accountable for what they're doing to conservatives. It's immoral. It's wrong. It's filthy. It's disgusting. There are conservatives out there that are less fortunate than ourselves. And we owe it upon ourselves to say, no, you can't do this to them. You can't rip them off. I'm not okay with this. and that's what the clear message is here. I don't care what people do, but what I care is what people do to other people. That's what I care about. And I care about these poor old ladies and these poor old men that are being soaked. That's what I care about. And, these people are less fortunate than myself, or less fortunate than many of us out there. But we have half a brain, and we know better than to give these things money. We have half a brain, and we know better than to do this. And it's not that these people are stupid. They're being hoodwinked. They're being swindled. There are people out there that are using this in the name of God. Here lies the problem. They are using God in a manipulative fashion. They are using God for the most disgusting purposes. What they do is they take the word God, they twist it, they manipulate it to fit their purpose. So these old people who are 65 and over, and they all attend church, they're all godly people, they're all good people. They manipulate these people by using the word God. And by doing this, these people give over their money. Because they fall for this scam. You know, this scam. If you don't believe in QAnon, and you don't do what a good patriot will do, it's a godly thing. It's a godly thing, and you must give up your money. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing in an essence. They're not coming out and straight up saying, give me your money because God will fucking hate you. But they are manipulating. They are manipulating you with the word of God. With the word of God in order to do this. And this is what those old folks kind of get fooled by. Because they don't understand that they're being manipulated by 40-year-olds or 30-year-olds or 20-year-olds online that are scamming them in the name of the Lord, in the name of God. And the fact remains is that this is going on at a higher rate than I've ever seen in my entire existence online. This is crazy. People who use God as a way to scam the elderly are the fucking worst of the worst. And it's up to us as conservatives, as people of integrity, to put a stop to it and say, no, you're not doing this. You can do QAnon all you want, but stop taking the old people's money. Stop ripping off these elderly people. Nobody's telling you what to not believe in. What we're saying is stop ripping off these people because we know what you're doing. We know how you're doing it. that shit's going to stop. I've also put in a complaint to the Better Business Bureau that protects the elderly. And I've made a few other complaints because the elderly must be protected. And they will be protected because these people that run these agencies absolutely investigate elderly that are being fucking hoodwinked and taken advantage of. That's how this is going to be destroyed. Is that I'm going to go after these damn scam artists by using the agencies that protect the elderly. Because the elderly should always be protected. And the demographic done by this analytical agency says 100% the people being targeted are 65 years and over. That is a protected class, folks. That is a protected class of people, and they should be protected. And they should be well warned that what they're giving to is a fucking scam. See, the reason why it's hard to fight is because my viewers are smart. They're all between the ages of 20 and 45. They have fucking brains. They're not fooled. Only the elderly get fooled by this kind of shit. And it's wrong. And those who argue about it the most are the most immoral in this world. Are the most immoral in this world. Because if you can take, I remember long ago when I was running my platform, I had an old lady tell me one day, and this is what she told me. Zero, I want to give you this $50. Although I can't afford my prescription drugs, I believe what you're doing is a righteous act, and you should be doing this. This is why I want to help you. I stopped her immediately and I said, no, you are not to give me your money. You need that money. This is what you survive on. And she was telling me her story about Social Security and how she only lived on so much a month, but she loved me so much she wanted to give me that money. I immediately refunded her money and I said, I love you, and I gave her a little extra back. Why? Because that's the right thing to do. Because we must protect the elderly in this country. It is the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. That's what being conservative is about. It's about protecting the less fortunate. It's about looking out after your fellow man or woman. That's what being conservative is about. Conservatives have totally lost the fucking message. I'm not kidding. Like, some conservatives have totally lost the fucking message about what being a conservative really is about. Q's as legit as the shit I took this morning. Let's put it that way. But being conservative is more about being morally correct, morally responsible. That's what it's about. And people have lost that message. The morality of it all. That's what it means to be. That's why I joined the conservative movement. I joined it because I thought, oh my God, these people are moral, they're responsible, and they don't take advantage of people. That's why I joined the Conservative Party. That's what led me to it in the first place. That's what led me to the Conservative Party. And to watch all this immoral behavior that's going on with these platforms is just disgusting. And it's up to moral conservatives to put an end to it. To put an end to it. Because we have that obligation to the elderly to say, no, you cannot do this. And I've had like 10 people unfollow me. I don't give a shit. See you later. If you think it's okay for somebody to grift a little old lady, I don't want you fucking following me anyway. I don't want you in my fucking vicinity. I don't want to sit at a fucking table with you. I don't like you. I think you are the fucking worst of the fucking worst if you do this to elderly people. That's what I think, and I never wanted you following me in the first place. I have no wants to know people that think this is just and proper and think this is an okay thing to do. That's not what it's about. So as people have unfollowed me, I've been like, hella fucking Luya. I'm getting rid of the trash. It's not about the followers for me. It's about the message. That's what it's always been about. I kind of lost myself a little bit because I started monetizing my platforms. And I lost the message. You know, I used to be a simple platformer. It was never about the money for me. And when it wasn't about the money, that's when my platform grew the most. I had the best followers at that point because I never took anything from anybody. Between the time of 2011 and 2015 to the end of 2015, the beginning of 2016, I never took money from anybody. I never took money from one person. That's the honest truth. And the only reason I took money was because some of my followers said, Zero, you should really, monetize your platform. And I said, really? You think I should? And I debated that idea, and I debated it. And I said, is this a good idea for me to monetize my platform? Is it a really good idea for me to do this? And I thought long and hard. And when I did it, as time went on, I started to regret that monetization of my platform. I started to regret the monetization of my platform. And I have become even more disgusted by monetizing my platform as time has gone on, especially over the past 4 months. I have really sat and stewed about the monetization of it. I was like, I'm not comfortable anymore with just taking money. Although I offer a valued product, I just feel like these grifters can use me as an excuse to rip people off. So the only way to combat that excuse is to demonetize myself. And then these grifters can't say, well, Zero takes in money. They can't do it anymore. They can't use me as the excuse of why they rip people off. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why I've demonetized myself. So that I can get back to the roots of what I do. And put it out for free. Put everything I do out for free. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to ask me, for, Zero, I got to pay for your talk show. Or Zero, I got to pay for this. It's absolutely free. Although I'll be doing it a little less because I've taken on a private sector job. I'm going to feel better about the quality product that I put out because it's going to be done in a manner that is becoming of myself. It's going to have value because I'm putting my own time, my own money, my own energy into my platform. See, that's what will make the difference. It's not about the money for me. It's about the message. And that should always be, conservatives should always have that message of honesty, integrity, being given, all of those things. That's the conservative message. Not what am I going to get from it? What am I? What am I? What am I? And that's what you see from these platforms right now. They're selfish people. They don't help with anything. I've already started my new job. I had a nice meeting this morning. It's like, why? Why don't these people do anything besides help themselves? They don't reach out. They don't promote anything. They don't do anything. They have no fucking value. They have no value to the Conservative Party whatsoever. What value do these people offer? Except for taking your money. There's no value there. There's no value. They offer nothing. They absolutely offer you nothing. And in return, what do you get? Conspiracy theories and bullshit. Lies and manipulation. That's what you get. That's your reward. You get nothing back. They do nothing for anybody. It's absolutely disgusting. I don't know how many of these pundits the other night, me and some friends, we did a test. We did a test. We found the most worthy cause we could find. The most worthy cause we could find. And we found an elderly World War II veteran that couldn't be buried. He had no money. He was broke. So we said, we'll take on this worthy cause. like we do many times. So we took this old World War II veteran and we said, we're going to promote his GoFundMe. We're going to get this guy a decent burial. This is what we're going to do. So we started to push the hashtag. We started to push the GoFundMe. There was a bunch of us. Thomas Paine, myself, Fucked Up Mind. Many of us started pushing this GoFundMe for this old guy. But what we did while we tested this theory is we tagged all these little pundits, all these little grifters, all these little scam artists. We tagged them all in it. And these were getting, 50, 60, 100, 200 retweets, right? So we knew these grifters were seeing these. We knew. There's no way they could not have seen these tweets going out. And did they bother to lift a hand for this old World War II veteran? No, they did not. They did not retweet it. They did not like it. They did nothing. Why? Because they're self-centered fucking pricks. And that's why they didn't retweet it. And they didn't do anything. But yet these people will get onto Periscope and they'll get onto YouTube and they'll tell you, we're all about the veterans, guy. We're all about helping the troops, guy. We're all about America first, guy. No, you're not. You're fucking lying. You couldn't lift your finger if it fucking fell on you. That's exactly what you are. You're a scam artist and you're a liar. You're a scam artist and you're a liar. You're a scammer. You don't do anything. You lie to people. You manipulate. You don't care about these old people. You don't care about these veterans. You just don't. See, I'm here to red pill people. I'm here to red pill people, but I'm here to tell you the truth. The truth will always set you free. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to start telling the truth. Because I'm not here for the money anymore. I'm here for the truth. And the truth is going to hurt. The truth is going to be painful. But these people that are doing these things to people, they're not going to like me. They're going to try to dox me. They're going to say bad things about me. I don't care. They don't pay me. They don't pay my bills. I don't give a fuck. It's not what this is about. This is about being honest. This is about being honest. That's all it's about. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. But the message is still clear. You're fucking scamming. You're fucking scamming. And everybody knows it. And that's the clear message that needs to be put out in an honest manner. You can go ahead and you can call them scammers and call them this, but until you demonetize yourself and set an example, these people aren't going to stop. So my challenge to all the platformers out there that are honest, demonetize yourself. Take a stand. Say no more. Demonetize yourself. Put people in the balance of honesty. Because that's the only way this is going to stop, is if people demonetize themselves. And say, look, we're here for an honest discussion about the scamming of people online. And the targeting of the elderly. That's the only way to combat this. Because you can't argue with somebody who's not looking for anything. That's the point of doing this. How can you argue with somebody that's making sure anything that people want to give him goes to St. Jude's, to kids with cancer? That's a worthwhile cause. That's a worthwhile cause. Because you're helping somebody other than yourself. That's the point of doing this. Sometimes to, show the sunlight on something that's really bad, you have to do something that's really good. And I think that's my mission here, is to do something so good that it shines the light to this dark bullshit that's going on online, especially Twitter. Now, there was a reason why Twitter and YouTube have teamed up, and they have removed the API access. They have removed the API access in the last 48 hours. On January 31st, there'll be no more API on YouTube. They did it for a reason, because of these people. They have no choice because the people are getting scammed in troves. And these people aren't going to be able to do this anymore. They're not going to be able to go, okay, we're going to go on to YouTube and then we're going to float it on over to Twitter and we're going to scam everybody. So now the API, what that's going to do is when you go live now, it's not automated anymore. You have to actually put what you're streaming. It's automatic posting. It's automatic posting. But anyway, so you're going to have to put what you're streaming. What that's going to do is they're going to start monitoring. So when you say, you know, something like, you know, Jason Momoa is a pedophile or something like that, if you're doing these scams, you know, where people are making things up about celebrities or other people out there, it's going to catch quick. And what this is going to allow the platforms to do is rip it down. Oh, watch what's about to happen. There's going to be a lot of banning that goes on because now they're using a different approach. What they want to do is keep the honest platforms up and pull the dishonest ones down. It needs to be done. You know, when kids, you know, back in the old days, when they would say swears or lie to their parents would put soap in their mouth. Do you remember that back in the old days? It was before it was, you know, taboo to do that, but parents would put the soap in their child's mouth when they would lie, or they would cheat, or they would steal. Well, that's what they need to do on these fucking platforms. They need to start putting soap in people's mouths and make them stop doing this. And I think it's going to make a big difference in the social media world. Because it's, like I said this morning, when I was having dialogue on Twitter, I said, you know, it's one thing to have an honest platform where you talk about the issues of today and you do it in an honest and open manner. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing that in an open, honest manner. You know? But what is wrong is when you take a conspiracy theory or you make up just fake shit. You know, that's as bad as CNN or the other guys that are making up fake news. So right now, we're at the height of what we call the disinformation era. And disinformation is so manipulative right now. And there are so many people doing it. I mean, yesterday's big thing was Robert Mueller is a good guy. He's getting ready to take down the Democrats. I mean, these guys will spin anything for $1. They'll just spin it. Because what happens is we'll find out that in the news cycle, something doesn't meet the narrative. It doesn't meet what they're pushing. So they have to twist the story even more to make it fit their puzzle. The puzzle of bullshit that they're feeding you. So they'll manipulate you. And they'll just make shit up. They're like, oh shit, Barr's coming in. How do we do this? How do we manipulate the masses? How do we keep these people hooked in? Well, we'll just tell another lie. We'll use Robert Mueller because nobody's going to be able to see his shit. And the truth will never come through for at least another 6 months. So this is how we'll spin the bullshit. This is how we'll tell you the lie. And that's what these people do. They manipulate you with the news cycle. It's been going on for the past 6 months. It's at its all-time worst. Where they'll just tell you any story that will fit their narrative. Because what happened? Everything fell apart with their other narrative. Because they spun that lie out of control. So it's just a lie upon a lie upon a lie. It's like baking a cake of lies. It's just, you know, layer after layer after layer of lies. And at some point, the cake is too heavy and it implodes. And we're at that point. We're at the point where the lies are so big that it's just imploding all around them. And other platformers are now like, oh man, we've had enough of this shit. We've had enough of this shit. It's just enough. And that's where we're at. We're at the point of it's just too much. It's just way overboard. Stop it. Just stop it. You know, I don't like watching the elderly get targeted. I just don't. It bothers me. It bothers me. And in the age of platforms, we must be honest. We must be brutally honest with people. Because these people are expecting the truth. These people are expecting the truth. And that's exactly what they should be given, is the truth. You should never spin a story to financially gain off anybody. It's just wrong in the essence. And I know everybody from the hard right to the moderate right who have a brain get this. I know they do. Most conservatives are honest people. They just are. They're honest. But we have some motherfuckers that are dishonest out there right now. I don't even think they're conservative, half of them. I just think they're running a grift. I never heard of who half these people were before I even came in contact with them. The Jordan Sather. I never heard of him. I never even heard of him in the conservative movement in 2016. I had never seen a tweet about Trump from him in 2016. These people came out of nowhere. Like just one day they fucking showed up. I'm telling you, I had never seen these QAnon people. Never in 2016, I had never seen them. They weren't there. Then all of a sudden, here they come. One after another. Same bullshit line, same bullshit story. But I had never seen them in my life. And I'm one of the most well-known figures on Twitter. But I had never seen them. And I'm like, where are these people coming from? Where are they coming from? Nobody knew. But all of a sudden, they had these big monetized channels. They were telling you to trust the plan. They were telling you the cabal was going to fall. They were telling you all of these stories. And as I watched these people come up one by one by one, I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? And as I started analyzing the QAnon data, I'm like, this is fucking gibberish. Why are people falling for all this gibberish bullshit? It's all nonsense. Even to this day, when you go on that board, it's fucking gibberish. You are actually paying attention to gibberish. 5-year-olds construct better information. 5-year-olds construct. And what they do is they manipulate the news cycles. They manipulate the news cycles. That's exactly how they do this. Look at what they're doing. Ginsburg's in the news. Automatically, they're manipulating the Ginsburg news cycle. Senate goes in the news. Mitch McConnell's in the news. They start manipulating that. It's just one manipulation after another. So they use these stories that are in the news. Excuse my French here. So they use these stories that are in the news, and they manipulate people by using the news to do it. Now, a real truther will go ahead and go through the news, and they will analytically analyze the news. They won't make a riddle about it. They won't make this trust the plan, patriots, red castles, blue castles, white castles. Let's go ahead and figure out the puzzle of the week. I mean, this is what they do, right? This is what they do. They manipulate the masses with these stupid riddles. And they put out so much information. Here's another trick that they're doing. You can take so many guesses at something and write so much gibberish that you can go ahead and connect it with anything. I mean, it's... look, there's how many QAnon posts now? Thousands. Thousands of them. Of course you're going to be able to manipulate the situation. You're going to be able to manipulate the situation every time now. Because you put out so much misinformation that you can take these QAnon posts and go, oh, well, it said that over there, so that prediction came true, guy, because, they said red castle, blue castle, China fucking, got a bag of chicken, and then they go, oh, Trump's going to China to talk trade talks, and then they go, automatic Q got that right over there, he guessed that, because he made that stupid post, But this is the manipulation factor that I'm telling people about. This is how they're doing it. They don't even have to say what's going on. They just be like, red castle, blue castle, yellow castle, China. And then automatically, if any, politician's heading for China, QAnon was right, guys. Look at this. Totally was right, man. Totally got it. And you see all the pundits doing this. All the pundits are doing this. According to my sources, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is going to retire. She's got fucking terminal cancer. I think she's going to retire too, man. I don't think it takes rocket science to figure this out. I think most people with half a brain have already figured it out. Most people with an IQ over 50 have figured this out. What the hell are you talking about? Tell me something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. Tell me something I don't know that I can't figure out myself. It's ridiculous that people are even believing this nonsense. I just don't get it. How can you believe in such nonsense and gibberish? I just don't get it. Go on that board and look. Go on that QAnon pub and look. It's fucking gibberish. It looks like it looks like a mongoloid has been writing on a message board all day. I'm not kidding. Like, it's so stupid. I have never seen stupider shit than I read on the QAnon pub website. It's dumb. It's absolutely dumb. There's no valuable information there. I mean, listen, here's one. If a woman is selected as nominee, does that eliminate the wrap-up smear or sexual assault? What other tactics might be planned to block and or force name removal? Why is the Senate important? Who controls the Senate? 5347, enjoy the show Q. So, you know, you see these stupid posts, man, and you go, what the fuck, man? Is this guy an idiot? But what's more importantly about the posts is you can always tell when it's somebody different posting, because this is a group of grifters. This is a group of scam artists. One of the scam artists likes to write in lowercase. The other scammer likes to write in uppercase. I've started to study the sentence structure. Who's posting, where it's coming from, and who you know is posting. So the one that is writing perfect sentence structure, that's all in lowercase, that's a woman. The retard that's writing in the big uppercase, that's a moron dude. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a team of grifters, a team of scam artists. It's not just one person. That's why I love when people say, well, Q is not just one person. It's a group of fucking scam artists. There's many of them. I would guess to say there's around probably 4 to 7 of these guys that are doing it. It's a very intricate little scam operation that's being done on the public. People don't want to hear these facts. It hurts their feelings because they don't want to feel like they've been stolen from. But I'm here to tell you, you've been robbed, because it's a group of people. It's not just one. It's multiple people that are doing this to you. And they're running a very sophisticated Ponzi scheme. It's one of the most deliberate Ponzi schemes I've ever seen run on the internet. It is. It totally is. It's one of the most elaborate. You hardly ever see elaborate Ponzi schemes like this. Let me go ahead and give you a taste of what I'm talking about this morning. And you'll understand better of what the data really says. Not the messaging, but the data itself. It's absolutely ridiculous. 1 second here while I pull this slop up. Slop of the day. It's like a soup kitchen. 1 second. And that's how they run the grift too, by the way. Because they don't take any money from within the HN postings. This is how the grift is run too, right? So the Q team gives out the information for free. And what it is a filtered-like system. And I'll explain more about the filtered-like system that they're using. It's an ingenious Ponzi scam. It really is. It really is. So here we have today's slop. I like to call it today's slop. But if you study the posts, you can see one writes in cursive while the other one is all lowercase. One has perfect structure. I mean, great sentence structure. Knows how to write. And then the other one is an absolute retard who writes in capitals. He's a retard. He's an absolute stupid moron. And I'm not making fun of retards. I'm just saying he's an absolute moron. It's a well-constructed Ponzi scam. You know, Red Castle, Green Castle, public access to Intel Q. I mean, it's all gibberish. Everything there is gibberish. There's nothing in there that's worth even looking at. I mean, they're like news aggregators. It's like a news aggregation system. They're just putting up links to articles. There's no valid information in there. There's no government secrets in there. There's nothing worthwhile. It's garbage. It's garbage. It's garbage. It's garbage in and it's garbage out. So how does this system work? How does this system work? How does this Ponzi scam operate? Well, between these 5 and 7 people that are posting there up on that 8chan in this Ponzi scam, this is how it works. They post on the 8chan. Deliberately they do this. And it's free to go look at. Absolutely. It's 100% free. These posts are free. How do they make their money? People ask me this often. They say, well, Zero, how are they making their money if they're not making anything? If they're not making anything on the 8chan? How can you call them scammers if they're not up there doing it? Here's how it works. Here's how it works. It goes from 8chan. Then it goes on to Twitter, onto little robot accounts, onto little botted accounts that aggregate the information. They then go boom, 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 boom. It trends, right? Oh, new Q post boom, 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 onto Twitter. And what happens? The scam artists then go to work. This is the beauty of the whole plan. Trust the plan. Here's your plan. The scam artists then go to work. They then start their production, their videos, their platforms. All of the QAnon decoders then start doing their Q videos, their decodes of the day. That's where the scam really comes in. That's where all the magic happens. It's not done on 8chan. It's not, yes it was. It's not done on 8chan. It's done on Periscope. It's done on YouTube. This is where the scam meets the 8chan. So when people say, oh, well, QAnon's not taking in. Yes, they are. I'm sorry, they are. It's on the other end. It's almost like laundering money. In every essence, it's laundering money. They play the 8chan game, make their posts, and then decode the posts back up onto the video platforms. That's how it's done. It's a Ponzi scam. They're selling you nothing. They're making shit up. They're pulling shit out of thin air. That's how they're doing it. And this is how they're getting the elderly. Because the elderly can't decode this. The elderly have no idea what these people are talking about. They fucking got no clue. They're just like, oh, what is this? Oh, can someone explain this to me? I'm 70 years old and I don't know what this means. I don't know what awaiting VIP arrival. What senior U.S. official is arriving in China? The purpose. Q. What does that mean? Could one of you good young gentlemen explain this to me that have a QAnon platform? And I will give $50 to your Patreon for you to explain this to me. You see how it works? That's exactly how it works. It's a pyramid. It's a Ponzi scheme. That's what it is. It's a pyramid. You've got your QAnon, you got your QAnon posts up top at the pyramid. Then you've got your YouTube and Periscopes in the middle of the pyramid. And then you've got the old Twitter on one end and the old Facebook on the other. That's what we call your classic Ponzi scam. A classic Ponzi scam. From top to bottom. From start to finish. And what does it target? People that are 65 and over, who are the most vulnerable to a Ponzi scam. They're going to tell you that, oh, he's lying. He doesn't know what he's talking. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. That's why I've demonetized myself to prove a point, that it's a Ponzi scam. Because none of these people are going to stop taking money. They have no plan to stop taking your money. They've built a business model on this crap. They have built a business model off ripping off the elderly folks in America. The most vulnerable. They're taking advantage of them. It's absolutely disgusting. And let's end this scope here, because it's going to be a great scope, because this will warn the other elderly people out there in America, don't fall for a Ponzi scam. I care about you. Don't give your money up to these people. Matter of fact, cut them off. Watch them for free. You don't need to give them money for garbage. Cut them off. They don't need your money. Because one said yesterday they fly on their boss's $70 million jet. If your boss has $70 million worth of jet, you don't need these old people's money. Stop taking it. Stop taking their money. You're obviously a millionaire. Why do you need these old people's money? Shut your Patreon and your PayPal off. You're employed by a millionaire. You should have more than enough. Leave them alone. Get your dollars somewhere else. And that ends today's show. I want you all to have a beautiful day. This is coming from a guy that cares.